Hi there, it's Romella. I hope you are well this Friday morning. So I've got a bit of a stack of books on law of attraction and things. Bit of a surprise of how many I have actually got. So this morning we will do the angel card as usual, and then we will come and have a chat, and I'll share some of the books around law of attraction that I found particularly useful. I must admit I've got some books here that I haven't actually read, and that's fine, because sometimes we buy them, and when we are ready to read them, we have them there ready to go. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So I hope you are all well this Friday. Let me grab my angel deck from behind me. Oh, I'm just looking for the archangels, couldn't see them, so I'll use angel prayers. Come and say hello, and if you've got any books, we'll have a look at those as well. Come pop your comments in. So yeah, today I want to try and make it as interactive as possible. So things like, who's your favourite author, which book really inspired you, or a video. Probably most of you have watched the film The Secret at some point. And morning Vic, nice to see you. Who do you follow on YouTube around law of attraction, or social media that you find useful? And what I will do is I'll make a note and I'll compile a post and put a separate post on with a lot of the books and resources that people are sharing, because I think that might be quite useful as well. So our card of the day is, oh nice, it's this one. It's Manifesting Miracles. How funny is that? With Archangel Orion, and it says, thank you Orion for manifesting your miracles in my world. Now that's really funny that that's turned up on the day we're looking at law of attraction. So isn't that an amazing one? Let me just see about, I don't know anything really about Archangel Orion. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look and see what we can find about him. So Orion is one of the newer archangels, offering their support to heaven. He helps us connect to all that is, and reminds us that we are one with everyone and everything in the entire universe. An angel of the cosmos. His energy reminds me of a wishing on a star, as he helps us to create the most magnificent events in our lives. In order to invoke Orion's energy, visualize yourself surrounded by stars and know that you're connected to the whole universe. So that's a really nice one today. So yeah, it's all about manifesting. So miracles occur naturally, and when they aren't occurring, something has gone wrong. But the angels will help you align your thoughts and energy so you can manifest the blessings you really deserve. You are a magician, and you have been handed the power and energy to create the life you deserve. Whatever you believe to be true is created, belief made manifest. Okay, so there is infinite energy in the universe. So allow this energy to manifest blessings in your life. What do you want to happen next? As long as it's love-filled thought, create it now. So that's a really funny one that turned up, and how funny that I couldn't actually find my Archangel deck. It was just one I've been using all week. So yeah, the dining room table now has a ridiculous amount of books on it, because I've just gone and raided my bookcases upstairs to bring down sort of the law of attraction section that I have. So let me see there. So yeah, morning Vic, morning Cecile, nice to see you both. Cecile has got the Hicks book on Audible. Lovely. That's the Ask and It Is Given, I think, is the one. So yeah, I think that's probably one of the books. It's one of the books I've probably read, and one of the books that I really, just can really inspire. I love the energy of Abraham, who is the entity that she channels, because he's quite quirky and he's a bit fun, and he's very, very blunt, very, very blunt about the human experience. And what we think is right and wrong. So yeah, love it. Let's have a quick slip. So I've got quite a few books here. I literally just went and grabbed anything that I thought was law of attraction related. So we can talk about different people. So this one is just law of attraction. So who do you watch? Who do you read? Who do you get emails from? What have you tried and has worked for you? All that kind of thing. And like I said, I will create a separate post and put all the books in there as well. And then next week we are going to have a more conventional book club, if you like. I've created an event on Eventbrite and Zoom. So I'm sure I've posted it here. I would have been a bit stupid not to. I will redo it, and I'll actually pop the link in here as well so you guys can see it. So it's on Zoom, so then we've got a bit more face to face, and we can all talk rather than it just be me talking and reading comments out. And that I think we might do Ask and It Is Given, because I think a few people have actually said that they've either got it on, like Cecile's got it on Audible. I will then go and find it on YouTube, because it's bound to be on YouTube. Somebody would have written it or put it up there or something. So let me share a few of the books. So I've got a variety of ones. Of course, I have got here The Secret. So this was one of the first books that really came out around the law of attraction, and the film, of course, really sort of set a lot of people on the spiritual times. This is 2006 this came out, The Secret. So, and the thing with The Secret is, it, from memory, was it's really missing that step of gratitude. There's not really any step of gratitude. However, what it does do, which is really interesting and very well done, is it introduces you to a lot of the spiritual teachers out there in the world, and introduces them to them as connections that you can then go and follow. I know I did. You've obviously got Esther and Jerry Hicks with Abrahams in here, Lisa Nichols, Bob Proctor, Dr. Joe Vitale, he's quite funny, Jack Canfield, James Ray, Marcy Shimoff. So there's lots and lots of really amazing people who have had their quotes put into the book, and obviously were on video in the film as well. So that's The Secret. So I think it's a place where most people end up starting. I think it's a good introduction. But a lot of the people that were in the film and this book have since distanced themselves from it, because because it is missing elements. But it's a reasonable place to start, and like I say, it introduces you to a lot of the other authors that you can do. I mean, a great place if you're looking for books on law of attraction is to go on the Hay House UK website or .com, whatever. Look at law of attraction, and you will find a whole host of books. A lot of the books here, probably 90%, are actually Hay House ones. So yeah. So yes, I will have a look for the YouTube on that. Vic says she's working this Friday. Yes, there will be. What I will do, I will record it, because then I can put it, and then I'll share it. So I will definitely record it for you. So I think that's the starting place. That's The Secret, where most people will probably start. There are older books around law of attraction. It's not something that happened in the 2000s. This one is, I believe, 1987, John Randolph Price, The Abundance Book. It even comes with this one comes with a CD at the back as well, which I'm disappointed to say hasn't actually been opened and listened to. So, like I say, some of the books I've got, I've had this one a very long time. It was calling to me, but I haven't actually read it. So I'll put that one down there. There is very old books that go back. I don't think I've got. Yeah, I haven't got that one. Another really good one is this one, Ordering from the Cosmic Kitchen. And this one I really, really liked. So it's like think about the universe and asking like you would do if you were going to a restaurant. You wouldn't just said, oh, I'll have whatever the chef's making. You would say very specifically, I want the macaroni cheese with extra bacon, with a side salad with no dressing on the side, and some garlic bread slices but without the cheese, and I'll have a cold glass of white wine to go with that, and I want this specific wine. So that's how specific you would be if you were going to a restaurant. And this book really walks you through the process of how to do that with the universe as well, and that's what I really love. So it's being really specific about what you want. So that's Ordering from the Cosmic Kitchen, and it's Patricia Crane. I found it a really, really interesting read. I've got lots of pages folded over in it. Lots of interesting ways to do it. She's got affirmations in there as well. For different things like health, relationships, prosperity. So I am a money magnet, and unexpected income is always coming my way. I'm going to talk about money magnet in a minute. So yeah, that's a good one. Vic says the Hay House have launched a new unlimited app, 1 week's free trial and £5 a month, and tons of their audiobooks and meditations on there. I've seen, that's really good, because I hadn't really paid much attention, because I thought, oh, I don't need meditations. But actually, if the books are there as audio, I'm going to be doing that for sure, because I think it's often easier to find the time to listen to something than to actually have to, because if you're physically reading, you can't be doing anything else at the same time. Whereas if you're listening to something, then you can actually be cooking, be doing the washing, be doing other bits and pieces around the house. So thank you for that. I am going to sign that up. I shall go and find the link, and I'll perhaps just pop it in the group as well. Thank you. And £5 a month, that's a bargain, isn't it? It's cheaper than buying the Audible books. But this one is one I definitely like. This is not a Hay House one. Quite an old book. I think I bought this off Amazon, but I bought it secondhand, I think. 2002. So you'll probably get that, you might get that secondhand on Amazon. Really good book. Really enjoyed reading that one. Read that 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was. Money Magnet I was going to talk about. Now this is actually a lady I've met. It's Marie Claire Carlisle. She lives in Cheshire. She's actually a tropic ambassador. But she has had a contract with Hay House, which I think is always awesome if you think, I know somebody, well, vaguely know, who is a Hay House author. I really like that. So this is how to become a money magnet. And it's all about that vibration and that energy of what more is possible. What else is possible is pretty much, I think, the phrase that she uses. So really like this book, How to Become a Money Magnet by Marie Claire Carlisle. Lots of really good case studies and things to do. So what would a wealthy person think? Spending creatively, space clearing. We all know that decluttering is fairly key to this sort of thing. And then she brings in other authors and little quotes as well. But there's lots of different little exercises that you can do. So that's her. I think that was her first book. And then the second book was this one. It was Money Magnet Mindset, Tools to Keep You and Your Money on Track. So yeah, there's again, nice, practical, easy reading, because that's what I like and that's how I get good books read. So those ones, Money Magnet, again, really good introductory to becoming and I think that's a really awesome affirmation. I am a money magnet. Money is abundant money flows towards me with ease. So those ones. This one, I don't know if anyone else has read this one, Pam Grout, E squared. And she's got another one with E3 on it, E cubed. Lots of experiments and things to do to start your attraction and your awareness of attraction, I think, really, is this one. So it's described as a lab manual with simple experiments to prove reality is malleable and consciousness trumps matter, and you shape your life with your mind. So there's 9 experiments in here that you don't need any money for, but it's all about you working with the laws of attraction as well as the other laws to move forward. So that's an interesting one. I've read a few of the chapters. Wasn't really what I was after, or wasn't really that interesting. Didn't really resonate with me so much. But it is a book that I keep thinking I really must go back and have another look at it, because obviously as time goes on our energy shifts as well, so things that weren't attractive to us become attractive to us. Let's do, what else have we got? This is another, I think there was some old stuff. So many of them are like this that I've obviously started reading and then stopped. So this is The Source threads together 2 stories. The first is that of Ursula Southall, known as Mother Shipton, a 16th century Yorkshire prophetess and healer. And the second is Prophecies Themselves. So this is it's 2011. I thought it was older than that. So yeah, it's quite an old one. Old sort of style of writing. Very interesting, but obviously not interesting enough for me to actually finish reading it. So I need to have another go at that one, I think. But that's called The Source, a Manual of Everyday Magic by Ursula James. What else have we got here? We have got this. Let's look at this one. This is Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer, The Power of Intention. And I must admit, one of the reasons I bought this book was for the amazing pictures within it. It's really nice. I find him easy to read. It's probably about 9 years ago that I read this book, so it's probably due another one. But this is all about working the research. He researched intention as a force in the universe that allows the act of creation to take place, not as something we do, but as an energy we're part of. So again, it's all about that intention. So that's a really nice book. Cecile has visited Mother Shipton's place twice. Yeah, I can't remember where it's in Yorkshire, and does it begin with W? I can't think what it's called. But yeah, I've been to the town of it, but not actually been into the space. Yeah, Vic says, yeah, so many half-read books. It's one of those things, isn't it? But it's almost, I don't know whether, my intention is that when I get a book, I absorb what I need to from it. And if that's in the first few chapters, then that's fine. But it's what I'm trying to do at the moment is to go back and actually read and finish the books. Well, obviously start again with most of them because I've no idea what happened at the beginning of them. But yeah, so many half-read books and so many books that I've bought, probably from Cygnus Review when I had a subscription with them, and I'd buy books every month and haven't read them, but they called to me, and it was quite funny because I had a lot when I was pregnant, and I bought a lot before when I was working, and then when I was pregnant and early first few years, I was able to actually read some of the books that I bought when I couldn't have bought them because I wouldn't have had any income coming in. So, yeah, Harrogate, that's right, yeah. So I think I probably bought that when I lived in Yorkshire because of Mother Shipton, because it was something that really interested me. So one for me to revisit. So yeah, that was The Power of Intention. This is a new one. This is Sarah Prout. Now she runs a manifesting academy. She she focuses purely on law of attraction and manifesting. This was her book called Dear Universe, and this came out beginning of this month. I think there's 100 mini meditations, so we might have a little look at one, and because they're only short. So it's a really beautiful book, hardback, quite big. And it looks, so you have, if you've got looks at sort of emotions and finding a different flip on it to change the energy. So what could we have? And each page is it's a little bit of information, and then there's like a little mini bit right at the bottom. There's just a few sentences. So what emotion might we have at the moment? I'm just trying to think of something that's relevant to where we are in the world. Panicked, for example. 58. Let's have a look at that. So 58, she says, oh, have I gone the wrong place? Oh, she's got positive and she's got negatives. That's fine. So this has only recently arrived, which is why I haven't found it. Let's just see if I could find the number. Right, here we go. Panicked. So she talks about, she says, over the years, my mother would tell me stories of my birth. She went into a labour on the night of Halloween. The next day, in the first moments of my grand entrance to the world, I panicked. The umbilical cord slipped over my head as my mother pushed and I was strangled. My first experience was probably a near-death experience. Apparently when I was finding out, I was blue. Deafening silence. And after a few whacks on the back, she cried. The mother would always call her a panicky Percy, meaning that panic is my expected mode when I get stressed. Luckily, I feel I've released this pattern because of cultivating the awareness that it strangles my energy. Remember, panic is an opportunity to slow down and go with the flow. Breathing slowly can be a great method to navigate panic. If a situation or person demands your immediate and urgent attention, remember that you can guide your energy internally to a place of stillness. Use this as your anchor point to the present moment. So, and her Dear Universe little prayer is, I am grounded in the present moment. May I breathe in the energy of presence. May I exhale the frantic energy of panic. All is well. I am safe. I am loved. So be it. So it is. And then at the bottom, she's got 3 positive ones that you could look up and say alongside it. So it's a really nice little book that we can, when you are feeling, so what am I feeling right now? So there's, like I said, there's lots of negative ones there, but also there are the positive ones as well. So let's have a mini meditations to embrace love. Let's have a quick look here. Let's have to see what we've got. Let's have a look at abundant. That's what we're looking for, isn't it? So abundant. When you feel abundant, you're tuned into the energy of freedom and limitless possibilities. It feels like a warm day in spring after a long, drawn-out winter. You might have a grounded and mindful sense of knowing that all is well in the present moment and that it's just going to get better from this point forward. Remember, abundance can be defined on your own terms. It could be financial freedom or the ease of trusting that universe will always deliver assistance in your time of need. It could also be symbolised by resources that are plentiful, such as growing your own vegetables, the gift of drinking clean water, a friend cooking you a meal, or manifesting a fresh bouquet of flowers. Abundance is everywhere when you are dialed into seeking things to appreciate. As New Thought teacher Florence Scovel Shin once said, there is supply for every demand. This means that every desire you have met with the energy of possibility is met. Once you remember this truth and anchor it into your memory, you can begin to play with the opportunities the universe sends your way. Let this be your meditation to manifest the energy of abundance into life. And it is, dear universe, thank you for the abundance that is effortlessly flowing into my life in various different ways. Thank you for the opportunity to see money as energy. May I be guided to remember that the power of gratitude. May I be inspired to give back to causes that contribute to the greater good. May I trust that there is a limitless source of prosperity always. Thank you for the freedom that has manifested into my life. So be it, and so it is. And I really like that phrase, so be it, and so it is. And that phrase of, and so it is one I try to put in when I'm doing sort of manifesting work as well, because it's saying, this is it, this is what's happening. So, nice book, lots of different things to look at, different emotions to approach as well. So it's very interesting. She's I follow her on Facebook as well. She can get a bit much for me on Facebook, but she's worth looking at. Sarah Prout, that is. So she's got an amazing story behind her as well. Worth looking at. She's, like I said, she's runs a manifesting academy. I've got a couple of things of hers that I've bought and used, so I'll perhaps share something into the group. One of them is about manifesting. I think it's a 21-day prosperity thing, so I will have a look. It's an ancient prosperity ritual, so I'm pretty sure I've got a video on it, so I will share that into the group as well. So that is Dear Universe, and that's Sarah Prout. So other things, let's see what we've got. This one is Doreen Virtue and her son Grant Virtue, Angels of Abundance, and it's Angels of Abundance, and it talks to, there's lots of different messages around things about gratitude, things about getting clear with your intentions, asking for help, who the Angels of Abundance are. Let's have a quick flick and see if we can find some names. Yeah, so it's practical. I quite like the way that she used to write. And this is interesting. The page that it's just flicked to is allowing yourself to receive. So that was very much the message we had yesterday. There's no point doing anything with the law of attraction if you are not allowing yourself to receive. So that's why I was talking yesterday about looking after your own well-being, because that's really important. Because if you're not looking after your well-being, you can't be supporting other people around you. So and learning, to receive. I mean, I always use the example of people buying, a friend buying you a cup of coffee. Can't really do that at the moment, but allowing yourself to receive, whether it's a compliment, whether it's, whatever it is, just allowing yourself to receive is so important. And because if you can't receive the small things, then actually receiving that huge car, receiving that holiday, that new job, that's all part of that learning to receive. So again, that receiving and the gratitude, I think, is so important. Nearly through my big pile. If anyone's got any other books, please let me know. So we have a couple here by S and Jerry Hicks. So this one is Ask and It Is Given, and this one is Money in the Law of Attraction. I think that one came with a CD as well. which is quite good. This one didn't. This one is, again, it's quite an old book. It's probably, where is it? 2005. But again, I think this is the one that you've got, Cecile. Ask and it is given. It's nicely written. It's easy to read. Again, it's got little experiments that you can work with as well. There's loads of postcards and things in here. Lots of information. So different processes that you can follow depending on your emotion to get yourself moving. So I think what we might do actually as a follow-on to this is if I share a law of attraction tip, and we can all do our own experiment around that tip. So we'll perhaps find something in this book to find as a tip that we're going to do. In fact, we'll do that. But this is the book we're going to look at next week. We will look at this and I'll share a tip from it that we can all put into place and experiment with in the next 7 days, for example, and onwards, and just have a point of fun with the law of attraction and see. So that is that one. So we'll go into that in more detail. But I find it a really interesting book, well worth a read and a revisit. A couple of other books. Now these ones I haven't read. Again, they have come to me. This is a Mike Dooley book. It's called Leveraging the Universe: 7 Steps to Engaging Life's Magic. So he's extremely famous. He's a well respected teacher around the universe and all things New Age. This one says, building on the principles shared in infinite possibilities and manifesting change. This is his how-to book, spelling out exactly what can, should and must be done to harness the universe and life's magic, and what should at all costs never been done, in using 7 steps. So Dooley shares exactly what you can immediately do to chart a course for seeing lasting results. So that obviously is why I like things that give me a way to play with it and experience with it. And Vic says, there's a book I love called It's Not Your Money by Tosha Silver. Talks through ways to manifest, but it's more about surrendering everything to the divine and holding the faith that the highest good will come. She talks about another law that links into the law of attraction, especially drawn to the law of Pramadin Karma, the idea that in each lifetime a soul is born for a distinct curriculum. Every desire might not be as it's meant to occur, but no matter how many vision boards you make. I think that's true. I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean, if it's, I was doing something with my ease method teacher, and she uses muscle testing. And one of the questions was, we were looking at life purpose, and somebody asked, well, how many life purposes have I got? Because I've got so many ideas and I've got so many things I'm doing. And she muscle tested for us all as to how many we had, and I had 35 life purposes. It wouldn't tell me how many I've done, but it just, and so I thought it was really interesting. But and I think that's the some of the elements of law of attraction might just not work because they're not part of your path and part of your journey at the moment. So the vision board, I think, is a good example of that. But that's quite interesting. So that book, It's Not Your Money, it's been coming up for me for about 2 years. It's in my Amazon basket. It's not particularly expensive, but it's never reduced. So I have lots of things in my Amazon basket because it's like a Romella wish list. It's like, what book am I going to buy this month? So I will buy that book because, like I say, it's been coming up for ages for me as a book to read and absorb. So that's really interesting. So thank you for sharing that one. Yeah, so it's perfect. And again, what we can do is when we do a book club, we can if there is a book that we all have, it would be great to be able to do a chat in more depth about that book. Vic says she's halfway through it. But if you're halfway through it now, are you still reading it, or has it gone to the bookshelf where books go and don't get picked up again? Because that's an important. I had to move loads of books off my bedside cabinet because they weren't even half read. They were ones that was a couple of chapters in, and then I'd be inspired by something else and I'd go and read it. I wouldn't get to the bottom of them. Like I said, this is my my mission is to actually start finishing a lot of the books that I am partway through. So you're halfway through. Yeah, let me know. Are you still reading it and halfway through it, or are you halfway through it and it's sort of wobbled to the side? So the final book that I brought down here it talks about the Master Key system, and I have actually got the Master Key book upstairs, but I didn't bring it down. Again, it's a really old book. As in the Master Key system. This is called Tapping the Source, and it's using the Master Key system for abundance and happiness. So yeah, it's a book that was recommended. Yeah, the original book was by Charles Haanel, Haanel, and that's him there. So he's actually one of the first people that talks about law of attraction, and this is back in 1866 he was born. So the law of attraction is not something new. It's not something new age, but like I said, with The Secret, things all kicked off and everyone thinks law of attraction is something new. And like Vic said, actually there's other laws, spiritual laws, that go alongside the law of attraction. So it's not just about the law of attraction, but it's about all the other laws, the spiritual laws that go with it. So yeah, they are. He wrote the Master Key system. Again, it's upstairs. Haven't read it, but it was one of those books I was inspired to track down and buy. And yeah, the time will come when I will read this book. Oh look, there's a bookmark halfway through that. I don't think that's mine. So I don't think I've read this one. But it was a book that other people had read and found really inspiring. So I bought on a whim, as you do. So that's all the books I've got. So Vic said, it's been a while since I started it. I have the Kindle version. It's on the to finish part. Yeah. I quite like Kindle books. For one, they're a lot cheaper to buy. But the problem I have with Kindle is it's not a physical presence. I don't read them as much. So I might buy spiritual books. I think I bought Diana Cooper's Dragon book on my Kindle because it was a special offer, and I bought one around archangels, female archangels, I think it was, on my Kindle, and one was about 4 or 5 months ago, and one was about a month ago. But because it's on my Kindle and it's not a physical thing, I don't remember it. So I'm going to have to start making lists. I'm going to have to start making lists of courses I've bought, books I want to read and put them in order so I can tick them off, and things I've got on my Kindle that I really ought to read. Vic says, I have her wild offering cards too. They're beautiful. We'll bring them to our next meeting, whenever that may be. Oh yeah, wouldn't it be great to have a meeting? Hopefully September we'll be able to have a meeting. Otherwise we'll have to... Can we meet? No, we can't even meet up in a park, can we, with 2 meters around us? Because you can meet one-to-one, which is, well, sad. Yes. Oh, well, that's interesting. Well, I shall start with her book anyway, and hopefully, if I can buy the book and read the book, that will be my mission. And then, Archangel, Oracle cards are fatal with me that I will buy them. So I've got Rebecca Campbell bought a new deck out again a few months ago. In fact, I think it might be in January even, that I bought them, and then they came out a couple of months later. Haven't even cracked them open yet, so I really must, control my purchases until I actually have a desperate need. I'm never going to run out of Oracle cards. As Vic knows, I've got quite a lot. I've probably got about, 30 decks upstairs. So Vic says, yeah, I love a physical book, but I love being able to highlight on the Kindle. I'm terrible at remembering what I've read. That's interesting about the highlighting. Yeah, I never think to do that. But when I'm reading a book, there's often highlights in it. And I think, well, why people highlighted that? But yeah, it's interesting. That's a good way to do it. And then you can flip back and see, make notes afterwards. Love it. Yeah, I think it's switching your way of being, isn't it? I've tried to buy more Kindle, so that we don't have so many books. We've cleared out 2 bookcases when we moved, and we've probably got about 3, 4, 6, 7. We've got 7, so 3 upstairs with my spiritual books, and I've got those. So I've got a lot of books, but I haven't read them all. So I keep thinking I'll buy them on Kindle. That will be the way to do it. So Cecile says it would make sense to use one, but I don't don't. It's like you prefer to hold something beautiful. Yeah, and one thing I do love about the Kindle is obviously you can get it on your phone as well. So if you're reading a book on, you don't have to carry the book around with you in your bag. You can just use your phone. So I really do like that aspect of it. But for me, it's more remembering I've got them on my Kindle. Then yeah. So when I buy them, I need to remember. And Vic says, you can tell me how it ends. Oh, well, I don't know about that. If you're halfway through, like I said, I'm being honest, I've got lots of books here I haven't read, but I'm sharing with you because I know that their energy is really good. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the new Rebecca Campbell deck. Yes, I will. I just opened the Goddess deck that I bought when Hay House had their offer a few months ago. The Goddess deck by Colette Baron Reid. So that's really pretty. So I'm getting to know the cards in that. They're very different cards, very different. So yes, I quite like hers. And the thing I like about Rebecca Campbell is that she generally brings out like a meditation to anoint and dedicate the cards. So I need to dig that out as well as doing the book. But she's done something very interesting with the casing, that it opens the top of it's like that. So rather than being square, it's actually V. So with the idea that you can place your card on it like an altar, so it's like presented to you. So it's quite interesting. So yes, I'll have a look at that. I quite like her books as well. I'm reading partway through Rise Sister Rise, really loving it. Don't know why I haven't read any more of it, to be honest. Probably because it's down here on the floor by the side of me, or in my bookcase. I've even had to put a bookcase behind me so that stuff that I'm working with I can clear off when we want to eat at the table. So yeah, I do quite like her work and her books and her oracle deck as well. So yeah, I'll have a look at that one. I'll perhaps have a look at that next week. So yeah, interesting. So if there's anything else, if you've got any other books that you like working with, or anything or any other authors, for example, if you want to share. So other people there's a lady called Anita Pujami that's a friend called Hannah introduced me to. She can write around sort of the law of attraction and manifesting and things like that. She's interesting. Obviously, YouTube is full of Esther Hicks and Abraham. Well worth putting those on. One of my tips with YouTube is you can change the speed that they run, so you don't. And you can do this when you have a video up. There's 3 dots in the corner, so if you click on that, and there's like 5 options, and one of the options is playback speed or playback settings. So you can listen to it at like 20%, 30%, 40% faster. So because when we can talk very quickly, but on videos people tend to talk a lot slower. So I do tend to watch my YouTube, not if I'm doing a meditation, but if I'm just watching a YouTube for information, I will watch it on a faster speed because I can hear it and get on. So that's well worth remembering. So if you see something that's an hour and think, oh, haven't got an hour, actually what you can do is put it on a different playback speed and just listen to it, and knock 20 minutes off it usually. And I do that with people. If I've signed up for courses as well, and they've got videos, again, you can change there's a download you can get on your Chrome thing that you can change the speed. So I do that all the time. So Cecile says, thank you for today. I was feeling the panic, but this conversation and a friend's message has brought the quiet. I needed to enjoy a productive day. Oh, you're most welcome. Most welcome. So I think it's, for me, these 10 o'clock sessions, they bring a stability to my day. They bring a high vibration to my day. And I'm just so grateful that you guys turn up. Because I always think, I want to know what turns up. I'm going to be talking to myself in a Most But Live. Because I've been there doing that. But actually, because I'm doing it consistently now at 10 o'clock, I'm really excited that there's lots of people that will regularly turn up. Or if they don't turn up for the live, they'll watch and they'll comment later, which I really love. So, so thank you, Vic and Cecile, for being here today, sharing your ideas and connecting. So I'm really excited. I'd like to do more on Zoom as well. So I think, especially with like the women's circle not being able to run physically, and wanted to run a virtual one. I've been messing around with it for a couple of years, trying to get a virtual one and not quite getting it there. So I think I will be setting up a virtual one, and we will be running a virtual one. I'd like to say sometime in June. So I've got lots of ideas around that as well. So different Zooms each week that we can do, whether the full moon, the new moon, something around a book club again, obviously the spiritual work as well, and there was something on a healing session as well. I think that'd be really cool to do. So we shall do that. So I wish you all a beautiful day full of sunshine and love and blessings as well, and I shall hopefully see you all soon. So I won't be doing lives over the weekend because I'm giving myself the weekend off now. However, what I will do is I will go and collate some of this information and put it up there. Cecile says she's up for that. Brilliant. Oh, so pleased. Yeah, it's something I get a lot out of it, and I don't mind how many people turn up for it, as long as, because actually my energy is so much brighter in this last sort of, I think I've been doing this like 3 weeks or so, since the beginning of May, so it would be 3 weeks. Yeah, so I'm really, really excited to turn up and be present. So yeah, Vic says, brill, lovely. Well, I shall let you get on with your days, beautiful ladies, and I shall make a note of some of these books so you can have a look at them. I'm going to go and buy that book, Vic, by Toshka. So I shall go and do that. It's been in my list for a while, and then we will have a look at this Ask and It Is Given. I will put a post on around the book club with this book, and I will go and find something on YouTube. I'm going to try and find that Hay House link as well, because that's, I know I've seen that around, but I haven't really paid it much attention. So I shall go and find that, and I will share that in the group as well, because I think that could be a really awesome resource to have. I want to do more with my listening books, because I otherwise only get halfway through them. Saying that, I have got audio books on here that I've only got halfway through. Shh, don't tell anyone. So I shall wish you all a beautiful day and a lovely weekend, and I shall look forward to seeing you on Monday. See you then. Bye.